Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. This is indeed a special day. It has been my honor and privilege to serve the University of Texas for the last 27 months. Many of you know the story of me getting a call from President FENVES to come back 50 years after I was a freshman here and help the athletic department. I was glad to do so. I honored the call. That's what Longhorns do. That's what Texas Longhorns do when they've been privileged to wear the orange and white to compete here for the Longhorn Nation. You answer the call. And we're here today because one very special man answered another call. Kevin Durant, we want to thank you for all you've done and continue to do and the great love and affection you show for the University of Texas. I want to join others in thanking you. We have some special friends here today as well, Rich Kleinman and others from Kevin's personal team, and our good friends from Nike, Brent, Kit, Charles, Mike. We appreciate it very much. Thank you all for being here. One of the great national leaders in public education is right here at the University of Texas, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce our president, Greg FENVES.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, let's give Mike PERRIN a round of applause for all the great work he's done over the past 2 years. And what a great crowd. Thank you all for being here to honor Kevin Durant. Kevin is one of the greatest basketball players to ever have worn the burnt orange. But he is more than that. He is one of the most iconic athletes in the world today. But he's more than that also. Kevin is a son, a grandson, a brother, a teammate, and a friend. And he's defined by those relationships, and the bonds that he has formed matter the most to him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar once said, "I think the good and the great are only separated by the willingness to sacrifice." Now, Kareem's also said KD is one of his favorite players, so we know that Kareem does speak the truth. But back to the good and the great. On this campus every day we see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's words come to life. This university is not simply defined by the exceptional talent of our students and our student athletes who are here today, but by the willingness to do better and to improve, the desire year in and year out to get better, to never settle for what you are. Longhorns are individuals who sacrifice for their dreams, for their families, for their communities, and also for their university. The legacies that we leave here are the products of determination and dedication, of climbing the mountain day in and day out, over and over again, until you get to the top. That is the legacy of Texas Longhorns, and Kevin Durant is a Longhorn for life. He's a legacy, too, as an NBA MVP, and an NBA champion. And he has a legacy as a person and an individual. And this basketball facility, which now bears his name, is going to be the proving ground for the next generation of UT basketball players, a place where they can transform themselves from good to great to elite. So Kevin, on behalf of the University of Texas, thank you for supporting our basketball program. Thank you for supporting Texas athletics and supporting this great university. Let's give him a round of applause. And I also want to thank Kevin for his investment in our Center for Sports Leadership and Innovation, led by Darren Roberts. And that program empowers athletes, both high school and college, to lead fulfilling lives as athletes and beyond their sports career. So thank you for yourself for being an incredible role model for our student athletes and student athletes from around the nation who look up to you. And before our next speaker comes up, I'd like to thank a few special guests who are here with us today. So first of all, our men's basketball coach, Shaka Smart. Shaka. Women's basketball coach, Karen Aston. Karen, thank you for being here. And another great benefactor for Texas basketball, Marion Dozier. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce one of the newest Longhorns, the newest leader of Texas athletics, our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Chris Del Conte.
KD, I should just retire, my man. We're 1-0 and you give $3 million. Drop the mic, Mamba's out. You can't get any better than that. Not the best. I think it's awesome. What an awesome day. I got a chance to talk to the basketball team yesterday on a serious note. What a legacy you're living. What a legacy that you've come back to your institution to make an outstanding gift to say, I have unfinished business. This is your sanctuary. To the players in the back, both men and women, this gift is that he believes in you. He believes in the University of Texas and what all it stands for in the spirit of this institution. And when you give a gift like that, the largest gift by an athlete to give to the University of Texas, the largest gift by a pro athlete, let that marinate for a moment. Holy cow, my man, that's unbelievable. Think about that. That is so spectacular. Why? Because he believes in this place and he believes in you. There's unfinished business here. And the missing piece of this facility to help you win a national championship. And when you talk to KD, it's about greatness, but more importantly, it's about a spirit and a soul. When you own a 1967 VW van, 21 windows special, you know you got something special in your bones. You all know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? It's an old school VW van where you sit right there and the window's right in front of you and you cruise down the road. Hippies drove that. My mom and dad drove that beauty. KD drives that. That's awesome, isn't it? I think it's fantastic. It is fantastic. I am so stoked today because this is just a way to celebrate Texas. My man, let me give you a hand and a big old hug. That is, I'm overwhelmed a little bit, my man, because it can only go downhill from here. It can only go downhill from here. It's like the perfect month of all times. But there's so many more people that want to give you the recognition you deserve, and you want to say a few words as well. But our great basketball coach, Shaka wants to bestow his appreciation for what you're doing for our program, for both our men and women's program. It's pretty awesome. And there's one legend I forget to mention. Our national championship coach sitting right there. Hi, Jody. Nice to see you. I share a chair with her. It's pretty awesome. Coach Shaka, come on up here. We've entrusted our program to this individual, who I believe will win a national championship at the University of Texas, because you are the wind beneath his wings. And every great recruit that has a chance to come here, they're going to see the KD legacy and say, guess what, I want to live up to that. Greatness starts here, and you started it. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody, for coming today. I want to acknowledge the former men's basketball, the letter winners that are here today. If you wouldn't mind standing up, and then we can give you some applause at the end. J.D. Lewis, Connor Atchley, Justin Mason, Ian Mooney, and the great T.J. Ford. Please stand up. There are so many superlatives that can be used to describe Kevin Durant. One that I appreciate as much as any other is that he's an incredible relationship builder. Within minutes of being named the head coach at Texas, literally minutes, my phone rang, and it was Kevin. And I can tell, I'll never forget, I can tell you the exact words that he said. He said, "Welcome to the family." And that was a very, very special feeling as I was hurriedly packing up my office in Richmond, Virginia. I hadn't even been to Austin yet when he called. As I've gotten to know Kevin better, I've come to understand just how aligned he is with the commitment to relationships that we have here at the University of Texas. For someone that fits every single definition of the word superstar, I'm so impressed with how committed he is to the word team. Those two things don't always go together, team and superstar. Every story that I've heard, and I've heard so many, about Kevin's time here at the University of Texas, it revolves around him being the best teammate that's ever played here. So think about that for a minute. Best player ever, best teammate ever. Trust me, I think I speak for all the coaches in the room. That's a coach's dream. That's as good as it gets right there. Kevin, your donation to our university, it underscores your appreciation and your love for everyone that's ever worn a Longhorn uniform, present and past. And we appreciate you so much. There's no better person here today to introduce Kevin than one of those lifelong Longhorns, and that's Justin Mason. From an outsider's perspective, the two of them couldn't be any different. Justin was an under-the-radar recruit from Amarillo, Texas, and Kevin, the McDonald's All-American from just outside of Washington, D.C. But almost immediately, they forged a very, very special relationship. And as one of the youngest teams in America, as freshmen, they built a terrific team in 2006, 2007. During Justin's 4 years at Texas, he led his team to 4 NCAA tournaments, including an Elite Eight run in 2008. And then as a senior, Justin was the leader on the team, the only Texas team in men's basketball history to be ranked #1 in the national rankings. Justin played in 141 career games and started 132 of those games. Most importantly, he won 103 games in his 4 years at the University of Texas. That's an average of 26 wins a year. He's the ultimate glue guy who will always bleed burnt orange. Please, everyone, welcome Justin Mason.
I'd like to thank you guys for having me be part of this. I wasn't aware that this would be this big. Scott told me it would be a small audience. So, but you know, Kevin has always been special. From day one, he was special. He came when we all came about 12 years ago, which is it's funny how fast that flies. But you know, the work that he put in from day one is what made the teams that I was a part of special. You know, him being here for 1 year, he impacted 4 years worth of wins and, you know, building blocks of future success that goes in that Texas has had. And I just remember how hard he worked as an individual. And I considered myself as a hard worker, and the other 7 freshmen that we had, as well as the upperclassmen that returned to the team that we had. But Kevin was a whole nother beast when it came to putting work in. And I remember his first day on campus, all the gyms were closed because there was camps. And, you know, we were kind of thinking we were going to go home and relax for the day. And Kevin calls around looking for gyms, for recs that we could go to play. And we ended up playing. We found a rec to go to and play. And then from then on, it was always, you know, nighttime. We were in the gym 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock in the morning, getting shots up on the gun. And, you know, that team was credited for being a hard-working team, and a lot of it had to do with Kevin and how crazy insane of a worker he was. And no one wanted to get shown up to Kevin. And so, you know, I guess a personal note is, you know, he came back, I think it was my going into my senior year, and he stayed with me in our apartment. And I think we were on AOL Instant Messenger at that time. So he was online, and he hits me, and he's like, yo, where are you staying this year? And I was like, I don't know, I think I'll get an apartment or something. He goes, you mind if I room with you? I was like, yeah, that's fine. You want to room with me? So he comes. I think the first few days he stayed at a Marriott or something like that. And then he shows up to my room in the big, it was a Sienna van. He had a big Sienna van custom. My apartment was not in the best neighborhood in the world. But you know, we made best of it, and we stayed there. He stayed with us. He stayed with me the whole summer. I keep saying us is because, you know, we had there was a lot of guys in that house, cooped up. It was a 2-bedroom. You know, we cooped up in that thing. You know, and we made the best of it. We ate Sonic and Whataburger, you know, every day after workouts. Kevin didn't always pay. But I say that to say this is the guy, everyone calls him a superstar, you know, but it's hard for me to see it because he's always wanted to be normal. To me, he's always been a normal guy. And regardless of the fame, the celebrity, the money, none of that has ever changed when it comes to his brothers that he's built, you know, the relationships he's built here. He's always treated us like family. And that carried on for years after he left. And I think that is when I think of Kevin and his legacy, the legacy he built was that he carried a torch from TJ, what I think he built here, and those guys with Brad Buckman and the group that came before us, because we were freshmen and they had just came off an Elite 8 run, and no one knew where we were going to go from there. And Kevin helped build that. We had an Elite 8 run when I was here. We went to #1 in the nation. A lot of that is from Kevin, and I think it goes without saying that everyone on the 40 acres is indebted to you forever, and we'd like to thank you. Also, with that $3 million, you know, when you moved out freshman year, we got fined $75 for not cleaning up. And I paid that, so.
Man, it's man, like you said, it's 10 plus years ago that we were here, and I was a student athlete, and I'm coming from Maryland. I'd never been to Texas before. I didn't know anybody here. But as soon as I got off the plane, I felt right at home. You know, I felt when I first met Mace and I first met the rest of my teammates, I could tell that they loved basketball, but I could tell they needed an extra push as well. And I felt as though that we were destined to be together for more than just a year because of the bond that we had when we first met. And it was something I was always searching for as a basketball player, as a group of guys that reminded me of my first team I ever played on. And that first team I ever played on is the reason why I still play basketball. And I got that with Mace, DJ, Damian James, JD, Ian Mooney. He's in here in the back. He used to foul me every day in practice. It made me better. It made me stronger. It made me tougher. And I always think about that, and I appreciate that, bro. Connor back there, somebody that pushed me in practice, that made me think about seeing somebody that size doing the same thing that I'm doing. It was truly a joy to get to work with you every single day. But walking into this practice facility, it wasn't even about basketball, because I could have played basketball just about anywhere. It was about the culture that was set from TJ Ford, the reason why I wanted to come to Texas. Well, the second reason, the first is because Coach Barnes told me I could shoot whenever I wanted to when I came. But seeing TJ become a player of the year and make it to the NBA and go to the Final Four and just build that brotherhood with these guys, it made me want to be a part of something special. When all my friends were going to Carolina and Duke and Kentucky, Texas was a place that I felt that we could turn this thing around and make it into a powerhouse. And I knew it wasn't just because of me. It was because of the guys that are here now and the guys that were here before me. So I appreciate everything you guys did, and to see it come full circle, you know, words can't even express how I feel about that, because coming from Maryland, a small town where basketball is something that I thought I had to do every single day, and I didn't know it would impact so many different people. It's a blessing. So it keeps me going every single day. I really appreciate all you guys do for me. It's much more than just coming back here just to show my face or just to have a ceremony. It's about the culture that we set, the family that is built here. And I'm always going to have that burnt orange wherever I go, and everybody knows it. They always tell me, you was only there for a year. How do you feel so connected with the program? But I spent 3 or 4 years after I was done playing here. in the summers. It got me better as a basketball player. It taught me about life. It taught me how to be a man. And I learned that from everybody in this room. Whether I met you once or twice, I haven't met you yet, but I'm sure we're going to impact each other's lives at some point. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Rich, my team over here, thank you so much, man. It's a dream come true. We talked about this for years, and to see it come together, I appreciate you. Thanks for all the support. I can't even describe how I feel. So let's keep impacting lives, let's keep changing lives, and let's keep building this program to where it should be. And I feel like that's the best program in the country. So thank you guys for everything. I appreciate it.
What a morning. Thank you, KD. Those words were truly inspirational. The best part is it's not over. We need to go downstairs for a little bit of revealing down there. If everybody could move carefully, but let's go downstairs to the ground level. Some of the staff will help. We've got stairs and elevator, and got something to show you down there.
We are thrilled to reveal the Kevin Durant Texas Basketball Center. Hey!